95 marathons back to back. So
I'm sure he knows about it.
That's most consecutive.
That's almost like running 100 miles one time. Reels are over. Reels are over.
Oh, wow. Maybe we should have had Dale make the jokes.
I know.
No, I've never heard of her.
No, it's Alyssa something, but she's got the Guinness Book of World Records record for most consecutive marathons ran by a female.
That's impressive,
And
man.
we're talking
That's
to her
cool.
at 2:00.
What did Iron Cowboy do?
Crazy.
Remember when he did all the old
Oh, yeah, you were
Ironmans?
keeping up with that.
He
His
did.
initial was 50
It was 50.
Yeah.
Ironman
Insane.
distance triathlons,
Yeah.
and then this year he did 100.
Yeah.
You said they were giving him crap for doing something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was he breaking it up or something?
No. So the first one he did some of it. One day he did the running on an elliptical because he was physically, it was impossible for him to do it, but he was like, I'm not going to stop. And his coach was like, whatever. But because he's calling it an Ironman or whatever, like that's a trademark thing. And so they were giving him crap. And then like the Ironman community, they were like, bro, like you're not doing an Ironman, whatever. I don't know. Haters going to hate.
Yeah.
The association was too?
Yeah.
Wow.
They actually emailed him this time.
Yeah.
And said, you like a cease and desist, like stop calling it an Ironman.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
And so now he calls it an Ironman distance. He didn't stop using Ironman. And he was like, basically like put out this thing and was like, I'll never have anything to do with this organization again.
Yeah.
The rest, like,
good.
They're dead to me.
Yeah.
And like this has nothing to do with like me like stroking my ego or, proving anything other than like I'm trying to help people. Like I'm trying to encourage and motivate and whatever. I don't believe that I'm doing an official Ironman every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Like
anything, he's just pushing the brand.
Yes.
They're saying like, hey, don't use our name.
Whoever is in
That makes
charge
no
of their
sense.
PR, they missed a massively huge opportunity.
They could have backed him and isn't he
Exactly.
raising all this money too for some foundations?
Yes. Mhm.
He's raising a lot
He's
of
doing
money.
all kind of stuff as far as that goes.
Yeah.
That's the messed up thing for an association to bash you. You're raising money.
I don't know
It's just
what
a
their
name
thought-
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they are a little different. Like Ironman, like it's a different breed of people. Like obviously,
What's like an elite group, right?
just
They
like
consider
anything
themselves
else,
a
it
elite
has
group.
like that cult following. But yes, they're very elite. They're very like protective of
to a degree,
image.
I understand
The image is
Yeah.
what it's weird. Like they're as much after the image as they are after like the actual, the sport and doing it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. To me, that degrades the name and the sport. Like they should be welcoming people more. To me, that sounds like they're kind of casting stones on people.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I guess they have to hold their integrity as well.
That's to me like that. They were more concerned with that
Yeah.
than they were with like.
I mean, I think if he would have said like this is an official thing, that's totally different than saying I did an Ironman. And then I got the tattoo because I did an Ironman.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't say that. He's just saying I'm doing these distances
Yeah.
for X amount of days or whatever.
That dude's a complete savage, though.
Yeah,
That'd be like saying David Goggins didn't finish his race because he was in the hospital.
Oh yeah,
And then he came back
There
like
are
3 days
people
later.
that have given him
Oh, yeah.
so
Yeah,
much
for
crap
sure.
about that. Yeah,
Sure.
big time.
That's stupid. I don't understand. I don't understand
That was a timed race, right?
I mean, I think all the ultras he does are there's a time like where
Yeah.
Time cap.
there is
Yeah.
a time
Mhm.
cap
For sure.
Because he just came and finished it on his own time.
On his
right?
own,
Like,
yeah.
outside.
Yes, yeah, just to say he did it. Kind of.
Yeah. That's a lot of, yeah. That says a lot about him for sure.
It's not like he demanded a belt buckle at the end of it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I finished this. Give me my belt buckle.
right.
Do you think you got it?
No way.
Mhm.
They would have given it to him.
They should have.
Yes, sir.
You want two?
Yeah.
Dale, we got two. I don't know why I used your name. I never use that name.
Can't even pronounce it right.
Dal.
Sometimes.
Dal.
I was trying to find a way to pronounce it wrong.
Dal.
Deal.
Oh,
You did good.
Dale. It got better.
No.
Dal.
Wow.
Dole. Bob Dole.
Road.
I get the vital thing, the vittle. I get it all
That
the
was
time.
that
Really?
was good. That was
yeah.
good.
People do that too.
I wasn't
Vital,
planning on
vital.
doing that either.
No.
Vittles. They'll be like, "How's Vittles going?"
That's such a funny name. Vittles.
How would they? I don't know. I guess. I guess.
all the time. And then I get this one. Oh, it's vital that I whatever like, and they smile at me like that was funny, right? I'm like,
Do you give them a little bit of laugh?
No, I don't.
No?
Like, I've heard it so many times. It's vital that I pick up this chord or whatever. Like, you know, like something dumb or.
Is there so? One of the reasons we wanted to have y'all both on is y'all own amazing gyms in Brazoria County, doing great things.
It's hard to take you serious now after earlier.
You should have said allegedly.
Which version are we working with?
This is real.
Okay.
If I don't laugh, it's real.
Okay.
Now,
Now I'm gonna start laughing.
And then he left.
Yeah.
We didn't know if we should do we did like a Between Two Ferns teaser, and we didn't know if we needed to do it before or after.
Yeah.
But we thought it'd be a good icebreaker
yeah.
to do it first, just to get our blood flowing.
Yeah.
But there's like from some people, there's like some people think y'all have like a big competition going amongst each other, but y'all are like really good friends apparently, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Kenny's doing this. And Dale's doing this.
Right? I mean,
Yeah, we're great
guys,
friends. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
did y'all grow up together?
We rode up here together
In the same vehicle.
today.
I was wondering how y'all got here at the same time.
If this ends poorly, he's gonna have a long walk home.
I'm gonna have a long walk home.
he's ran 100 miles.
Yeah.
Well, 75.
It was 100 this. It was 100 this weekend.
That was
It was
one of them.
100 this weekend. Okay.
Yeah. That's impressive, dude.
Do y'all think like y'all's members kind of engulf that tension a little bit more than?
Oh, absolutely.
Or is it? But why?
Without a doubt.
I don't understand that. That's almost
I
like
honestly think it's. I mean, humans are competitive by nature, so I don't think it's anything like. It's just people want to be proud of what they're proud of.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you like the Texans, you like Dallas.
It's ownership.
We're
is
gonna
what it is.
Tribalism a little bit.
We have a beef.
yeah.
Like,
Y'all have to
I don't know
squash
you.
that.
You don't know me.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If it comes up in like a public forum, yeah, I squash it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool that y'all can, y'all grew up together. Y'all both in the fitness industry, and y'all are helping each other out by squashing this beef, this unwarranted beef. Made up belief.
There's really not an
It's-
actual
yeah.
beef. It's more of like, for the most part, it's fun banter. You know.
Yeah. Somebody tries to be funny, like in the group, say something funny about grit or whatever, and I'll be like, if it depends on how the level of severity, right?
No, for sure.
Yeah. And like, if I'm like, well, guys,
Let's cool it.
what I normally say, my typical response is usually, hey, let's focus on what we're doing. Don't worry about anybody else. That's my typical response.
Well, and for me, as long as it's in like legitimately in good fun, there's no ill intent.
No hate.
I'm like, we can have fun with it, but
Yeah.
but yes, once it crosses that line, it's like, hey guys, Dale's my friend.
Yeah.
I want him to be successful, and all that type of stuff.
But not as successful as me.
This podcast episode is brought to you by Bcn Supplements. Mike and I have teamed up with BCN, and we're so excited about it. Now, if you're new to the fitness world or you're just starting to get in, BCN has legitimately everything you're looking for. Whether you want healthier hair, skin, nails, if you want to get a good pre-workout drink, or if you want a vitamin, BCN has what you need. One of their products I love is their collagen mix. It's legitimately so easy to use. I know you're thinking, why is a guy taking collagen? But it helps with everything. Muscle recovery, muscle mass. It helps with your hair, skin elasticity, and you can take it with anything. You can put it in water. You can put it in pancake mix. I take protein pancake mix, so I like to use it in that. Or you can put it in coffee if you're on the go. Just one scoop is all you need, and you're going to help your hair, your skin, muscle mass, your joints, everything. Head to bcnsubs.com to place your order today, and be sure to use CWJM to receive a whopping 10% off your next purchase. And be sure to check them out on Instagram at Bcn Supplements. Bcn Supplements, helping build a better you from the inside out. Oh, there's that.
He needs to do some of the old football coach stuff. Like,
Oh, man.
like if they're talking, he's like, guys, take a walk. Or like, guys, hit the showers. Call it a day.
Let's get a
Come
lap.
back tomorrow. Like,
Oh, God.
the old football stuff.
So, is there, I guess the arguments about the like what exercises are more beneficial?
That's where you want to go with this?
Well,
we're already like that's
we're gonna slide it. You never know what we're talking about.
Waiting for this moment.
I thought it was gonna be Mike asking that question, but
I gave it to John.
Oh, you gave it.
Throw
to
you off.
Yeah.
Well, Mike's gonna probe, other stuff.
Gotcha. That's cool.
But they're very similar workouts, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the most
Absolutely, yes, very, very similar.
And everybody's die hard, like Olympic weightlifting or functional fitness, and they're just die hard, and there's no in between. So what's up with that?
No, I don't. I don't think that's the case.
No,
not at all.
Well, not if we're
that's
not
me and him. I would say, in a sense, but like most people, they're like, I'll try one, I'll try the other, and then we'll see what works best for us.
Yeah,
and they'll pick a team.
Pick a side.
Some people swing both ways.
Some people are swingers.
Whoa.
Oh, y'all have
that escalated quickly.
Y'all have members that go to both gyms.
One just recently that's been a diehard grit for years. And she picked up on the Black Friday deal, and she's literally going to both gyms.
Dang,
you should shut her key off.
So no, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
but I will.
Yet.
Are you down one member?
What does that mean?
That was a dig. That was a dig at Mike.
I am.
Hey,
I am.
Hey, that was a.
I got it. Yeah, I'm
but
sorry.
you can't tell by the old books, though, right?
He does still pay his dues. The country club is still
keeping the lights on over there.
The QuickBooks look good.
Yeah. That hadn't dropped a bit.
See, what's funny is I don't ever check that part of the gym software. I just check when the visitor attendance. I can click on that.
Yeah,
I'm way more concerned with that, Mike.
I have a feeling you're going to look up my specific name and seeing if I'm there now.
I wish I hadn't turned my phone off. I would look right now.
Does every single person badge in?
Yeah,
and they're consistent with it.
So in Lake Jackson, you can't get in the door without badging in. West Columbia's
no, we're already in the works. We used to do it.
West Columbia is the only one where you can
to a new one
where you can come to class and you can get away without badging in. But yes, I would say it's like 98%.
We did it for probably the first year and a half where you would reserve for class and then check in when you got there. We swapped gym softwares and it wasn't as easy. So I was just like, don't worry about it. Swapping again now. I'm in that transition again and we're going to go back to it just so it's easier to track members. That's why really. That's one of the biggest reasons. Yeah.
That's really good.
For attendance. Yeah.
For sure.
I was going to ask, so meat and potatoes. So with Olympic style lifting, what do you think you're missing out on and that you get from functional fitness? Since you do.
No. Nope.
Okay.
Missing out on with not having Olympic lifting?
Yeah. So like if you go to his gym,
being able to go to the Olympics and compete.
So that's what you miss out on?
It's Olympic lifting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever intend to compete in Olympic lifting ever.
Okay.
Personally. Some people, that's their thing.
And they're obviously very specific.
Okay, that was just a joke. It's like an inside joke.
I like that.
It fell flat. That's fine. Most of my jokes do. I'm not.
You should have kept that for the teaser.
I think Mike was kind of scared. Like, Kenny's about to kick my ass.
Well, his skin color changed a lot. So
no. Okay, so here's the
look at his face right now.
Here's the deal. Yes, we do Olympic lifting as a singular movement sometimes. Okay, but primarily it's in a functional fitness space and time frame most of the time. So we're trying to do it unload under time, whatever, right? Not always. But to singularly say we just do Olympic lifting is like I would say we can do the actual like clean and jerk or just snatch, because that's the only thing two things they technically do in the Olympics. Those two things. We do those just that movement alone by itself as a standalone movement, maybe once, occasionally twice a week. Not often.
You don't do deadlifts?
Absolutely, but you don't. That's not an Olympic lift.
Oh, is it not?
No, that's powerlifting. Deadlift, back squat, bench press, jerk press.
Potato tomato.
No, it's it is the definition of the word. I think
car bar.
A lot of people get it confused. So like when you said functional fitness, I'm like, we both do functional fitness every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kenny does a little better.
Do y'all want to hear my
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear some
thought
stuff.
process on it? Okay. So I've given it probably an inordinate amount of thought. Starting from before I had a gym and was watching, the CrossFit games and looking into CrossFit and all these things. I had never been to a CrossFit class, never been to a CrossFit gym. I was doing like boot camp, like everybody does. This was in like 2013 and 2014. So that's really the only fitness class I had really ever been a part of, was like a boot camp, like an outside, somebody's yelling at you, do 100 jumping jacks, do 20 burpees, whatever, run around. That was it. That's all I knew. And then my sister-in-law opened a gym. I already told this story. I know that, but this is a part of how I've developed my fitness philosophy. You'll get your time, Bill. You'll get your time. It's all right. You'll get your time.
That should have been part of the damn team.
I love the relationship.
So, all right. To make a long story short, I'm getting ready to open Grit Fitness, and I don't have any sort of certification. I don't have any, as far as that goes. And I'm thinking to myself, what do I want the foundation of this to be, the basis of it? And I had already, at that point, I had been to a few CrossFit classes, and I was like, yeah, the only one I'd ever went to was WMD, which they're in Angleton, which they're not open anymore. But I did not like what I experienced there personally. So it was like, but that was just, I took it with a grain of salt in the sense that that's one gym doing it the way they do it, and that's fine. And so I started doing, research, and I almost got my CrossFit Level 1 certification just so that I would have something when I opened the gym. And the more research I did, the more I started to realize that I really, really wanted my focus to be more on a more broader approach to fitness, in the sense that, like, there's less limitation to entry, and longevity was like priority one. Like, I want to be able to preserve whatever you already have and build on that over time. And the research that I was looking into, CrossFit specifically, and again, I will make this disclaimer, when you read the founding documents of CrossFit, like, that's what we do at Grit Fitness, is very similar to what they suggest and recommend, minus the actual workouts. There's several workouts that they use as benchmark workouts. We don't do any of those. But like, when you read the philosophy behind it, like how fitness should function and work for the sake of longevity and performance, like, we pretty much adhere to that. And it's funny because in the Between Two Ferns, you pointed out, the movements or whatever. And it's like, well, CrossFit includes, it's the sport of fitness when it comes to it being a competition. So they include everything. Like, there's no limit to what CrossFit is willing to incorporate into what they're doing when it comes to the competition. And that almost always carries over to the classes. That's a cool aspect of it. I just kept running into, like, the culture of CrossFit is just more, heavier, bigger. And before CrossFit was even thought of, that was, that's already kind of ingrained into, like, just the American way, right? Bigger is better, faster, stronger, whatever. Which is great. It's good. But I don't think that's a great mindset for the masses when it comes to just general health. And that's more what I want Grit Fitness to be, our daily classes to be about. We have the competition aspect, and we have that bigger, faster, stronger aspect, but it is not the base foundation of what we're trying to do or what we're trying to be. So the base foundation, again, it's longevity plus performance. I'm trying to achieve maximal fitness, and that, again, it depends on how you measure that. It's going to be different depending on how you measure it, for the longest period of time. And so, can you do that with a barbell? Absolutely. I find that it's easier to eliminate the barbell. You eliminate automatically just a whole lot of barrier of entry for people. And then the longevity thing. Like I don't have to tell as many people that's too heavy for you. And there are a few other aspects of CrossFit and this has nothing, Dale didn't invent CrossFit. Okay. So there's nothing against Dale at all. And Dale's an amazing, phenomenal coach, and he cares about his members, and he ain't trying to hurt nobody. He ain't trying to, none of that. And he's not pushing a culture of, better, faster, stronger at all cost. At the end of the day, we're both trying to build stronger, better, faster.
Yeah.
But it's the whole like mentality of at all cost. And that is the culture that CrossFit has built, is like, if we can be bigger, we're going to be bigger, and we're going to die doing it. And yeah, I want another thing that we do, two other things that we do a little differently is we're very, very intentional about mobility and decompression. Like it's a required part of class. Like it's in the hour. Our classes are exactly 1 hour, and you're going to do it.
Talk about the stretching before and after and the rolling and all that. Yeah.
And a lot of our members, that's like the first thing that they notice that provides the most immediate impact to their life. They're like, no, it's crazy. I could not touch my toes. I couldn't do whatever. And it's this stuff. It's not like it's not a complicated system or program or anything. It's like it's that repetition. It's doing it. It's like it's necessary, so we do it. We don't spend a lot of time on it. But something's better than nothing, and that's what we found. And then the other part that it is starkly different is I say never, we do have the competition aspect, but in our daily classes, we're not competing against any other person in the room. We're competing against ourselves, trying to be better than we were yesterday, or at least as good as we were yesterday. So I'm never going to write a weight on the board. So like, I'm never going to say, the goal is X amount of pounds, whatever it is, whatever the movement might be, unless we are competing, and we do compete. So there is a time and place for that, but it's not every day in class. And that's something that I noticed that CrossFit did. They would write a weight on the board, and if you couldn't do it, can be considered scaled, which is great for sport. I just didn't think it was I didn't want that kind of culture. And look, I got to fight it all the time because, again, CrossFit is so prominent, and just the idea of that is so prominent that, like, well, what weight are we supposed to use? I'm like, I can't tell you that. As your coach, I can help you figure it out. Yeah. But, like, I'm not just going to tell you what weight you're supposed to use. We'll figure that out together over the next 3 to 6 months. So, yes, we do a ton of movements and even workout formats that are like very similar to CrossFit. Most of them could even be considered CrossFit because you don't have to use a barbell to do CrossFit.
I think people are going to be shocked to hear you say that.
There's lots of CrossFit workouts that there's never a barbell even touched. There's several body weight.
There's a ton of them.
Yeah. So, the one other thing is, when people ask me, they're like, so what? Because some people say, like, what do y'all as a group class? Do y'all do CrossFit? Because that's obviously the thing you can most closely relate it to. Or they'll just be like, what is it? Is it functional fit? What do y'all do? And I will tell them, just because it's the easiest thing to relate to, I'll say it's very similar to CrossFit. We just don't ever use a barbell. And I'll tell them our workouts usually have a lot more breaks because we do high intensity, like interval timers. You guys don't do that, do y'all?
Yeah.
How often do y'all do that?
Interval timers?
Yeah, where y'all have breaks.
Every week, multiple times.
Oh, see, I didn't even know.
Y'all might be doing the same thing.
Probably.
So
let me.
Well, no.
Okay.
How wrong is Kenny and everything you just said?
It was a load of crap.
I'll shut up.
All right, let's get the real fitness guy.
Look at those traps.
Let me explain, like, for us, why I program 3 workouts a day that are identical, okay, with different loadings. And there's suggestions always. except for the top end one. Like if you're doing the top end one, I don't want you going heavier than that. You can go lighter all day. The reason why is we're trying to achieve a specific stimulus. Today is supposed to be heavy and a little slower moving. Today is supposed to be lighter. It's supposed to be faster. So I pre-program weights so that way I know, hey, this is what we're trying to achieve. If you can't move this 10 times easily and you know it, you need to bump the weight down. And I'll pre-program. And so like, for instance, we had deadlifts in yesterday's workout. I programmed in 225, 185, 155, right? And if you can't easily hit those for 10, you don't need to touch that barbell, right? And so I tell even my lowest, what we call it sweat, our sweat track, I'm like, hey, if you can't move for 10, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. You might have 55 pounds on the bar. If you can move that well for 10 reps, we're golden. That's where we want to be. So it's understanding the stimulus of the workout depend what dictates the loading. But if you're going to compete, if that's the goal, you want to compete in competitions, whatever, you need to be able to do it at this weight for this, right?
Period.
So, period. Yeah.
At the end of the day, like you said, though, it's all about what people like. So you had a gym member who went to Vital and she likes more of the barbell maybe workouts, and some people like to freaking run.
I wouldn't go that far. So I found out that she's actually
Let me stop you there.
Well, her son is a member there.
Okay.
And so she works out with her son, her younger son at Grit. He works out with her, and he's super cool. His name is Cash, and he's like, I think he's 12.
He's also a member.
Is that Andrea?
Is he?
Vital. Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah,
and he's like a
time.
little monster.
Yeah.
Like just
Blonde hair.
yeah.
I think that's
Wavy,
He's got
blonde
long
hair.
wavy hair.
He's a little cowboy,
looks
little
like
redneck?
No.
No,
not
at all.
Okay.
no.
Anyways,
He's an animal. Like
so
seriously.
that was
When he's at your gym?
she
Yeah.
hates barbells
Yeah.
too. But she loves her son, so she I guess puts up with him. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I haven't even talked to her about going to Vital. She just started this week.
That's why it's like beneficial to have both gyms in the area, you know, that way people can flock to whichever they prefer.
Absolutely.
You know, some people like going to, what's your girlfriend go to? What's Courtney go to? Like Orange Theory?
Oh, Orange Theory.
I don't even know what that is.
It's HIIT training, but different.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
cool.
it's like-
I've looked into it.
It's geared
Yeah.
towards women, I'm guessing, I think.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Or
It's not.
real feminine men like you.
Oh, wow. Wow.
We
okay.
call those are secure men.
Yeah. Asshole.
Don't pick them. Don't do that. Kenny.
pick me up. I'm
Got you.
falling
Don't,
down.
Don't, Kenny.
That's why we're sitting on the same side.
You're coming back
All
to
right,
the gym
Dale.
soon,
We'll
right?
go to your gym.
Okay, yeah.
If not, I'll pay you. I'll keep paying you.
That's money in the bank. That's what I'm gonna start.
That's why he's helping me.
That's money in the bank.
Money in the bank.
That's easy money right
That's
there.
money in the bank, Mike.
Easy clap.
We need to get him going again. I'm trying to get him.
He was like
He was
in it.
committed.
How
Yeah,
long,
he
Mike?
was-
How long has it been since you've been to the gym for real?
Man.
Just say it.
Months.
Okay.
3 months, 4 months.
Who was
Oh,
your,
no.
Who was your coach?
Chris.
Okay. You didn't receive a text or a phone call from her?
Oh, dude.
Still
She
does.
blows me up.
Okay, then
All
she's
the
doing
time.
her job.
She's trying to catch me. No, I want to go back. I felt good going. I was going to ask you. So he had this whole
Good God, did he ever?
his belief system. His belief system. Like, what drove you to the type of working out that you do? Like, what that ideology? What kind of similar to
I
Kenny.
had
Like,
no idea what CrossFit was. Like when I started. So for me, it was I started doing it in my backyard, in my garage. I had done some CrossFit workouts with another guy like way, way before, and I didn't even know what it was at all. And then I kind of got tricked into it. My buddy Josh was like, hey, let's buy some equipment. Let's start working out. I had no clue what it was. We just started doing stuff. And next thing I know, I'm like, oh, this is a thing. I like literally didn't know. This was only like 7 or 8 years ago. No clue what it was. And so it's what I fell in love with, man. I love moving barbells. I love to sweat. I love to suffer. So it was easy for me to like jump right into it.
Yeah.
Very simple.
And you were bringing up an actual good point, and I cut you off about the barbells versus the running.
Yeah.
Similar introduction to fitness. He discovered that and fell in love with it. My introduction to fitness was I was training for a Spartan race. And you don't need a barbell to train for a Spartan race. Had I had some goal that barbell was included, my whole story might be different. But I was training for a Spartan race, and all the research I did said you got to be a good runner. And so that was my focus. I was going to try to become the best runner that I could in 4 months, 5 months.
There's something about running that's like, I don't know. I get a high when I lift, but not the same mental high or clarity I get when I run.
So yeah, no, running changed my life in that sense, because I had never, on the long runs that I would do, I would think thoughts and think in a way that I had never thought before, that I'd never had access to before I started running. And so while, yeah, there was a lot of pain involved in running, right? It's not comfortable, especially if you're pushing constantly to that next whatever, and that's just my personality is once I reach that, I'm like, I wonder if I could do more.
So bigger, stronger, faster. Got it.
Personally,
At a foundational level.
No. Personally, yes. To each his own. What I'm selling as a. I don't even know why. I should have just ignored it and moved on. Do better, Kenny. Do better.
How was this relationship when y'all were growing up? Was it kind of the same?
We weren't.
No.
We're how old are you?
36.
So he's a couple of years younger than me, and he homeschooled. So we crossed paths
at the school.
We went to different churches. Yeah, well, he did sports at the same school that I went to. I didn't do sports though. I was the manager for all the teams though. So I would go to games and stuff. And I knew Dale, but we were never like buddies.
Yeah. We talked, high five occasionally, but that was about it.
And then we actually, in high school, we both had bands, and we would play shows together. So that was kind of cool.
Yep.
And,
really?
Yeah, he's a drummer. I was the guitar player. And we had
Kenny Rockstar, dude. Come on.
That's
is that where Rockstar comes from?
I told y'all that on the last podcast.
He doesn't remember.
I thought it was just a party, like, all right. He's
I had a band.
I think you said that last time.
And that was like who I was. That was, my identity at that time. And so I got my first email address was kennyrockstar@yahoomail.com.
Yahoo.
Or yahoo.com.
That makes me laugh still, though.
Yeah. And so it just kind of carried over to the Instagram. I was like, I'm making an Instagram. And I'm like, what am I going to get?
You can change
Kenny
the
Rockstar.
name. You can change
Does pressure.
I remember way too much about this, just so we're clear.
I remember last time he was on, he said, Kenny Rockstar, trust me, you won't be impressed.
Y'all's relationship reminds me of me and Mike's relationship.
Yeah.
Y'all can like talk crap about each other a little bit. And
so we became friends through fitness. That's how we became friends.
Sure.
We started working out around the same time. So he saw I was working out. I saw he was working out. But the only crossover was running.
That was it.
He was into running in the beginning because I think he had tried to get me to come work out with him, and I saw what he was doing. I was like, I don't want to do that. And he saw what I was doing, and he was like, I'm not a girl.
That's not true.
He's like, nah, I like results.
If you don't touch a barbell, apparently you're not a man today or whatever. Don't let him lie to you. Don't let him lie to you.
Here's your dress, Kenny. You like that one?
It's not true. He doesn't. He's not bad. But so we started running together. We did races together. I mean, he used to rep the Grit Fitness jersey at obstacle course races and different trail races and stuff. So
what was the longest he ran? I don't remember.
50K.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
We did that. He did my first 50K with me. Yep.
I heard.
Slower.
Didn't you? I want to make sure. I want to validate with Kenny. You said you got second place at Grit Games. Or is it third place?
No, and we did it open 2 years.
Oh, now the story's changed.
We did first.
He beat some guys that were like Grit Fitness. That was his.
Did he rub it in?
There was a Grit. Oh,
did I rub it in?
Did he ever?
He didn't have to.
No, I didn't have to. They did it for themselves. We took first place the first year and the second place the second year that we were in the open.
Dang, that's almost first.
And I haven't seen it. I haven't seen him since.
Haven't seen me since.
So, he sponsored it like the first 4 years. Nothing last year. Ghosted all my texts.
Oh, here we go.
Now we're getting into
There we go.
It's the only Grit Games shirt that does not have a Vital logo.
That's sad.
That's real talk.
That's real talk. Hey, maybe we can get some CJ&M or CWD.
Yes, let's do it.
We can fun.
Hey, we got one coming up. I'll make sure to send y'all a link.
It's the exact Grit Games course.
It's the same workout at the same location, same day and everything.
It's gonna
You have a guy that looks like Kenny.
at his gym, using his equipment. He has barbells there.
Do you still run?
Yeah, we still run.
Yeah.
We run all the
you
time.
personally, do you run?
No, he doesn't run.
Outside of class.
I don't know
very,
why
very
he's
little.
saying he
Outside
still
of
runs.
class,
He
very
doesn't
little.
run. He can still run.
Mike's
They're
doing.
not talking about a 400.
Yeah. We run a mile occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't run 5Ks very often anymore.
Mike's doing Mike hasn't done any exercising in 6 months, and he's running 13 miles.
So you're like all or nothing, huh, Mike?
Tomorrow. No, I was really, every time I take vacation, I get off the routine.
Oh, I got you.
But I was going Monday through Thursday.
No. Thanks for telling me that. I got you.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You're getting money. I mean,
he takes a lot of vacations.
It does matter.
That much. He's like, that much.
It matters.
That's so funny. So are you gonna have a competition too? You had one. I think John stopped by and you had a competition going on.
Summer games. You showed up, said hello.
It's called Summer Games.
That was
okay.
Winter games will be coming up in the winter.
Wow, that's interesting.
Super creative.
Yeah.
Right?
Are you gonna have one for every season?
Fall and spring are coming.
Oh my gosh, this guy's a genius. All that stuff you've been coming up with.
They're eventually going to have the Monday games, the Tuesday games, the Wednesday games.
That's regular class according to you.
Oh, and got him.
Nailed it.
So it's just your gym, and then you hold like a competition, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's no different than in any other competition you see. People sign up, come in from all over, compete.
No.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen membership spike like during COVID and after COVID with some of the news reports coming out? Like health is
no,
really none.
We did like this, like up down, like pretty much like holding like a steady baseline, but it's like dipping, going over.
But like March, April, you didn't see a spike right when initially hit?
Summertime we saw a spike.
It's seasonal, huh?
I didn't see a spike.
Really?
Must be nice.
I thought, I mean, with everything coming out about, bubbles,
being healthier,
being healthy, you think people are getting into it a little bit more?
I would think so, but man, no, not really. I mean, we did see a spike. We saw a spike also with COVID during the summer. Maybe that was, I don't know, coincided, but came up during the summer, and then it's like soon as fall hit and sports hit, like I lost parents. Like we lost a lot of parents that came in the afternoons because they would be like, "Oh, we have little Johnny's soccer 7 days a week, literally," and then like we'll be back as soon as whatever sports is over. And so it like dipped at the end of summer, going into the school year.
That didn't happen for us. Our members are more dedicated,
except for Mike.
Yeah, how many kids you got playing sports?
Thank you. None.
I'm dedicated.
Yeah,
I have to watch his kids.
No.
So real question, when y'all
I like how he has to qualify. Real question.
Yeah. Let's get serious.
Well, some of these are not really real.
No, start doing that with the real question.
Let me ask you a question.
For reals this time.
So when are you going to get all your like really fit people and just go take over the Grit Games? Just go take the
when are you going
the podium?
We only have one person that really trains in that modality for Grit Games.
You don't need to train the modality. You just go in there and easy clap it.
I disagree 100%.
You're not supposed to do that.
When he said real question, you should have known it was not a real question.
Maybe it isn't the real question when I say real question.
The truth is, like, I think you can go compete at Grit Games and have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like going to competitions.
No one that competes at the Grit Games
has a good time. Okay,
just put that out there.
Okay,
by design.
But if your goal,
I hear what you're saying, Dale.
But yeah, if you're going to show up to compete, you need to train specifically for those things. There's a few things that you need to train for. You better be training some grip strength stuff pretty dang regularly. If you're not doing that, you're going to have a bad time.
Did y'all listen to that episode of Rogan, the Peter Attia?
Nope.
Where he's talking about, y'all don't listen to Rogan?
I do, but
am I the only one that?
I listen to him, but I like pick and choose.
Oh, okay.
Like I look to see who's on. If I don't know the name, I'm usually like,
John listens to every one of them, sometimes more than once.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. A lot.
I know you listen to mine, so I
listen to yours.
You listen to
I told
you must be pretty desperate.
You have a podcast?
God damn.
That was the other joke.
Yeah.
About him being jealous about him having a podcast.
Oh, yeah. He told me he was going to start one after
What's the joke?
Y'all should start one together.
I want to hear the joke.
We talked about it at one time. At least I think we did, didn't we? About starting a podcast?
Don't do it because we need.
I want to hear the joke.
I don't have time for another thing.
What was the joke?
I don't remember the framing.
Yeah.
Do better, Mike.
It would be bad because I don't remember it, and I would just say it, and it'd probably be bad.
Couldn't be any worse than.
I was telling.
It was kind of good.
I was telling Mike, I hope none of our friends start podcasts because I have to listen to too many. I listen.
He's dedicated.
Yeah, I'm an intensive podcast listener. But anyway, this doctor named Peter Attia, he was talking about grip strength and longevity of life, and he said like that's like one of the foundational things to
I follow him, so I'm familiar with his
You follow
all
Peter
of this
too?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty. That's the first time I've heard him. I think he's been on Rogan before, but they were talking about like doing dead hangs and like just grip strength exercises, and that's like the key thing if you're gonna live like a healthier life. Because if you have great grip strength, you have great back strength, and chest and everything's in line.
Dude,
interesting.
That Greg Dice, man, he's probably gonna live forever then.
Yeah, for real.
Dude, what is that? 6 minutes?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I didn't believe him. He said, "Hey, Greg can do it for 6 minutes." I was like, "There's no way."
Which was best?
It's him.
6 minutes?
6 something.
Why didn't you look
crazy.
impressed?
No, that's impressive. That's crazy.
Can we go back and you look
He
more
got
impressed?
top 10 and
All right, I'll edit that in.
he got top 10 in that rogue. It was like a rogue competition.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, right
I
on.
don't remember
That's
what
cool.
it was called, but it was specifically for dead hang.
They drop every so often they put in competition stuff, and they did have a dead hang one probably 2 months ago, something like that.
I don't know. This was last year. So
Oh, was it?
Mhm.
I didn't think it was that long ago.
I love his wife in the background of the video. Like, don't you drop, don't you let go.
You ain't coming home.
Don't you dread your like,
She actually just became a coach at Grit.
really?
No,
His
she
wife,
did.
Pam, yeah.
Really?
Pam Tice,
She's
yeah.
cool.
You would
Yeah,
know that
she's
if
legit.
you'd show up every once in a while.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, yeah.
I like this.
She's gonna be
Keep-
coaching in
Keep
Lake
dogging
Jackson.
on him.
Everybody's dogging me, man.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
Man.
He's a good target too.
Nah, nothing to target here.
He's a pretty good target.
Nah.
Yeah, I need to go back for sure. I was gonna ask you, like Chris is tearing up these competitions.
Mhm.
It seems like.
Dude, I'm excited for Spartan, the Spartan games.
Oh yeah.
I watched the Buttery Bros
to watch it,
episode.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like January, February, something like that.
They're getting better at covering that stuff too, like media wise,
Well, you mean like broad media, like
broadcasting it,
Yeah,
making
yeah.
it a little more better quality.
They did a
Getting
good
better
job,
at
I
that.
thought, last year producing. Did you watch any of that?
this one was
Mm-mm.
one that was just made, just for media. Like it's not
Yeah.
even a real competition in a sense, other than for the sake of
They bring in
filming it and
They do the monkey bars like,
Making
all
the
right,
drum.
I didn't get the shot. Go back.
Yeah, they bring in
Got
all
it.
kinds
May
of
actually
people and
happen.
stuff
Yeah.
that are not OCR specific, and
Yeah.
It seems like there's a damn event every freaking weekend.
it's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
This is
multiple.
Like in different, because some part of Grit people are going to like Dallas,
Mhm.
some are going to San Antonio.
Yeah.
It's like, how many damn events
There's
are
multiple events every weekend.
Every
for sure.
week I see Chris on the podium and I'm like, I said, how have you not got picked up by a sponsor yet?
Yeah,
Why do you think so?
because that's not obstacle course racing doesn't have that yet.
He's
Like it's not there.
they're calling him. He's like, she's not interested. She works Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
So she is getting offers, but it's nothing to like.
there? Hoopla about.
Yeah, I mean, so she got an email from Mud Gear a couple of months ago, so she's repping Mud Gear now. But it was just it was a small deal, not to knock Mud Gear, but like
Yeah.
you do what you can for what you think the return on investment is, right?
Right.
And so it's all about influence. It's all about what am I actually going to get for this? And while she has brought influence, it's not at the same scale as like a truly professional, like a professional football player
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
She wants to get into more ultra marathon running though stuff, or she did.
Get into. I
Well-
don't know if you can get more into.
I didn't mean- Well, she
to
wants
be
to
quite
dedicate
honest with
more time to ultra marathon running, more so than
I mean, it just depends
OCR.
on what day of the week you're talking to her. So
Oh wow, here we go. We need to have them two on.
no, that's
Yeah.
real. So yeah, I don't want to speak on her behalf or like reveal anything because she doesn't like everybody to know her business. But yeah, she loves running ultra races,
yeah.
ultra marathons, and she's definitely gonna continue to pursue that.
And she's
as
still
a part
really-
of what she does.
She's still really young too, so
Yes,
most of those people that are
Or
sponsored,
they're older. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and a lot of the people that even do it well are older.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good thing about the sport.
No, it's weird that she is kind of like unique in that aspect to be so young and yet to be so good at endurance stuff.
yeah.
It's usually, and I don't know if it's necessarily the ability or the talent or if it's the mindset. You know what I mean? I don't know what the
It's got to
difference.
be all of it. It's
Yeah,
all of it.
There's a little bit all.
It has
of
to be
Yeah.
all of it.
She
You can't-
definitely has that like gear that like most people do not have. Of like most people would quit like and should quit, and she just keeps going.
Every freaking shot that you see of the event people taking, yeah, she's got a smile on her face.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
She's full of mud, soaking
still-
wet of water,
Still don't get
and
it.
she's got a
she's
smile on her
really
face.
good at knowing when the cameras are around.
That's what I was. Yeah, I was
Do you
like,
think that's it?
I know that's. I've
He knows
seen
too much.
her not smile. Quite the opposite.
Really?
yeah, you really know her, so you've probably seen her pissed off.
Yeah, there was a Okay, I said I wasn't going to tell her, but there was a moment at the Lone Star
the
Lone Star 100, which is in the Franklin Mountains. It's 100 miles, and she's literally on like the last mile. And I DNF'd that one at 50 miles, that same race.
What happened there?
Went and slept. So I DNF'd. That's what happened. And
that's how you normally end them, huh?
Oh my God. Now you really is going to take that.
He might really leave.
And it's literally the last quarter of a mile. It's less than a mile. And I can't keep up with her. She's running faster than I. And I'd slept for the last, 6 hours, 8 hours, something like that. And I was going to kind of just help pace her in, like run her in to the finish line. And she would run and then stop and sob. And like, I can't breathe. She's like, I don't, and then would pick up and run again. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now. I shouldn't be here.
He's crying too.
I shouldn't be here. And then, she just runs it in. And
what an animal.
But and then is smiling the whole way in. Like nothing hurts. Everything's fine.
Yeah, for her to be hurting too. She got to be really be hurting.
Yeah.
I remember she like popped her rib out of place or something. And she started crying, and I was like, there must be something really wrong. But
that's when you were going to Grit Fitness.
That's when I was really shutting it down.
It's not ending.
No, it never does. I'm trying to like hold him accountable. That's what we try to do. Like,
that's what you call it, right?
Yeah,
accountability.
Well, we like to hold.
Really, she's stabbing you in the back repeatedly.
Yeah.
Whenever we were both,
he just doesn't tell me what he does.
Oh yeah.
Every once in a while, he goes like after a couple months, he's like, "Hey, I'm not eating ice cream at night anymore." I'm like, I didn't know you're fucking eating ice cream.
So check it out. Here's John's accountability. He posts on social media. Worked out this morning. Shows.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
that's a knife.
That's for Mike though.
That's Mike.
That's just for Mike. That way Mike can't talk shit. Sometimes.
Do you see his pace? I mean, okay, he ran. All right, good 11.
You might do better at Dale's gym.
Oh man!
If that's what matters to you.
Well, I finished my races.
That's pretty good.
So talk to me about this one that you finished. How was it? I can't imagine running 100 miles.
Why does he have to say it like that?
Because like I don't think at my peak I was ready for 100. I think at my peak we were ready for 50, but not 100. So
I've never been ready for 100 miles.
Yeah, it's different though. Your peak, you're racing though. Like you're like
you get that right.
You're marathon running.
Well,
exactly.
We were running. Okay, so we're running like halves a lot, and then one day we ran 31 miles. So you have something in you, but like at what point at that 100 did you shut down?
53 miles.
And so what the hell got you through the rest of it? Because it's damn near half.
I called my wife and I said, hey, I can't do this. Those were my words. She's on speakerphone. I had my pacer, Christina. She's with me. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I think it's around 11 p.m. No, that's not right. It's earlier. It had just gotten dark. And so I think it's around 7 or 8 p.m. And I said, hey, I'm telling Christina, this is before the phone call. I said, hey, I can't do this. I said, there's my left hip flexor. I said, I can't pick up my leg. Every time my foot lands, like it's a shudder of pain. And not just the pain, because I was already in a lot of pain. It was like wanting to give out on me. And I'm like, I can't physically do this. Like this is it. And so, but I'm also like, what's going through my mind is like the idea of what it means to quit. Right. And I'm like, if you can't finish, you can't finish. I'm like, but you're here. Like, I'm arguing with myself. Christina's trying to motivate me. She's like, hey, don't worry about it. We'll just, let's just keep moving forward because that's what you got to do anyways. Even if you're going to quit, you can't quit till you get to this point. So let's just keep going. Don't worry about that. We'll figure that out when we get there. And I'm like, if I call my wife, if I call Mandy, I'm quitting. Like that's the last, thing I have to, pull the cord on to be able to actually quit. I got to let her know, hey, I'm quitting. So I called her and I said, hey, I'm trying not to cry while I'm talking to her. I said, hey, I can't do this. She goes, what do you mean? I said, my leg, it's giving out. My hip flexor's not working. It hurts really bad. and every step, like it's my legs trying to give out. And she's like, well, you need to, where are you at? And tell her where I'm at. She's like, well, you need to finish this loop, because it was 16.4 mile loops around there. And she was like, you need to finish this loop. And I'm like, I'm 3 miles into this loop. Like, if I'm going to quit, I'm going to quit. I don't need to run another, 10 miles, 12 miles to see. And so anyways, I'm like, have a decision to make, right? So it's, do I listen to her advice and finish the loop, regardless of how I feel or what I'm really truly capable of? Or do I just, like, there's this part where at mile 6, you're like 50 yards from the finish line, the finish loop. And so I was like, that's where I was planning. I was like, I'm just going to get there, pull the plug, we'll be done. And the pain ends. I don't have to think. I can just go to sleep. So I decided, okay, I am going to finish this loop. Towards the end of the loop, I'm running again and like literally feeling great. So anyways, that was the call I needed. David Goggins would say I was at 40% right there. Like, that's his thing, like the whole 40% rule.
Yeah.
When I decided I wanted to quit, and then if I had find the whatever I needed, doesn't matter what the tactic's different for everybody. If you can just get through that part, you're probably going to be fine. After I finished that loop, I had 2 more to go. And the mindset changed from like, there's no way I'm not finishing this. If I got to crawl, because I had plenty of time. I could have like walked slow and finished, because I made great time up to that point. So it was that mile 53, like I had a decision to make, and I wanted to quit and had every intent. I was quitting. And Mandy was like, no, you're not going to quit right here. Like, we'll just keep going. So yeah.
Do you think your wife knew what she was saying in that moment?
Oh, for sure.
She knew that if you would have got through that you would have gone further?
So she always knows, because, and yeah, I always want to quit when it hurts the worst. And it's the mindset. It's the mental idea of, I can't, like, she asked me, she's like, are you injured? I'm like, no, I'm not injured. Like, I didn't feel injured. You know what I mean? It wasn't like anything like that. And honestly, regardless, it's like her idea is make them pull you off course. And it's great because we share that mindset. But when I'm in the moment and I'm weak, right? I'm at my weakest at that point. So I need somebody else to remind me. No. You don't quit. They have to pull you off the course. That's when you quit. If I would, the way it should be is she has to tell me, Kenny, you have to stop now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really don't have it. I would like to think I have that in me to be able to just make that decision on my own, but I haven't found that yet. Because when I go into the race, that's my mindset. I think to myself, I'm not quitting until they make me quit. Like, if I can move forward, I'm moving forward. Even if whatever the cutoff is, I don't care. To the point that, like, in Wyoming, the one that I DNF'd before this one was, it was 20,000 feet of elevation gain up and then 20,000 down. It was out and back. It's the hardest thing I've ever attempted in my life.
We don't have any of that here to train.
No, not even close.
Just the damn Surfside Bridge. You only run that so much.
Yep, I've put in some time there. And at one point, I had told myself, I'm going to cross the finish line, even if it's 4 hours after the cutoff. I don't care. I'm just going to finish this thing. And that mindset was gone by like mile 50. I was like, on that one, I walked all night. I'm talking 6 hours all by myself in pure misery and agony, telling myself, make it stop. But if I could have made it stop then, I would have. And I haven't told you guys this story. I wanted to quit more than I've ever wanted to quit anything. I knew Mandy wasn't going to let me going into the aid station.
But I didn't care.
No, I didn't. So I was like rehearsing. Here's what she's going to say. Here's what I'm going to say. Here's what she's going to say. Here's what I'm going to say. That's how bad I wanted to quit. And so I come in and she goes, what you got that face on for? We got to go. Come on. You got to get you over here. You got to eat something. We're going to change your clothes. You're going to get back out there. And I'm like, it's going to be harder than I thought.
Forgot all the negotiations. Okay, honey.
Yeah, no, I did. I was like, oh no. And I was like, and she goes, I didn't say anything for a long time. She's like, what? And I'm like, I can't do this. I'm quitting. She's like, no, I don't know why you're saying that. And so what's funny is now looking back is I didn't know this at the time, but all the people that were sitting around me, I was sitting in the quitter's tent. So like 4 or 5 people were in there quitting, and they're having to listen to my wife tell me, you are not quitting. You did not sign up for I think I was at like mile 63. You didn't sign up for a 63 mile race. You are finishing this race, or you're going to like die out there. Like that's your only 2 options. Like you're either going to finish or you can die on the course. And so see, and what was even like more mentally ruining me was it's an out and back. So I had already done the course that I was going back out to fight.
Oh, so it's the same damn thing.
Not only that, I had the part that I was fixing to go to right after that aid station was a 3,000 foot elevation climb over 3 miles, which if you know anything about elevation, that's like this. It's like a 45 or more, more than 45% incline. Yeah. It's crazy. And I had to come down it. I didn't enjoy coming down it. I was like, I know. I told them I had already done, and this is true. This was the one that I was like, they can't argue with this one. I had done the calculations on pace, and I knew what pace that I would have to have in order to finish before the cutoff. And I was like, it's mathematically impossible. They're like, no, you're going to start moving a lot faster. And I'm like, no, there's a mountain out there. Like what I just did was mostly flat. It's the flattest part of the course. I'm going on now the hardest part of the course. Something is not, you guys are not understanding. And so my buddy Ben was there, and he was like, obviously with Mandy, it's like, yes, ma'am. So he would have probably been okay with me quitting, but Mandy had already told him he's not allowed to quit. So he was like on that mantra of, you're not quitting. We got this. You're going to do this. And I'm like telling him, I'm like, okay, I know I can't reason with Mandy. I can probably convince him though. And so I don't know how they did it, but they put this pack on me. They've done all the things, and they send me out, and I'm with Ben. Ben's going with me. And I'm like, Ben, I said, listen.
Still he's on Ben's back.
No, I'm still. We were halfway
Slow down, Ben.
We were halfway up that climb, and I'm still trying to quit. I'm telling him, I'm like, listen, we're gonna get.
How much money do you want?
We're gonna start climbing, and you're gonna realize this is the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. This is not okay. I said, so just trust me when I say you don't want to do this any more than I do. Trust me.
You sound like Mike right now.
No, and so I go. We start going up, and I'm like, my legs don't like. Yeah, I was in a bad way. It was like the worst I've ever felt, ever in my life. And they're trying to make me go up a mountain. And so I was like, Ben, let's turn around. Look what we got to do. And he goes, Kenny, even if we turn around, and so the way that their aid stations were, you got to drive like an hour to get to the next aid station. It's weird. Yeah, it was weird. He said, she's already left. She's left that aid station. So you can't go back. Back isn't going to, and she ain't coming back to that aid station. I can assure you. She told me, like, I'll meet y'all at the next aid station, and she meant it. So I had to keep going. Anyways, I ended up going like another 10 miles, got up that, steep incline. It kind of leveled off. And the whole time, Ben is like hardcore motivational speaker, like literally like pulling out the big guns with motivation. Very similar. Dale paced me for 50K one time, and he was hooking me up with some motivation because he could tell. He's like, Kenny, you can do better than what you're doing right now. So he was like telling me all the things. So Ben, I mean, he's going with some Jocko stuff and some other stuff that people have told him about. He told me this one thing that was really good. He's like, did you not expect it to feel like this? And like, in the sense that like when it felt like that was when you were going to quit, he's like, you knew it was going to hurt this bad. Like that's not. And I was like, bro, that's not, it's called math. It's math. And so
I love when Kenny makes up his mind about something. There's absolutely no coming back. He's done.
No.
That was the other jab at you that we were going to do.
So this is great though, because I was like, you know what? He's convinced me. I can do this. I'm going to give a full effort. I'm going to give it all I got.
So as we were flying off in the helicopter.
No, listen. So 30 minutes of me giving a full effort. So funny. He goes, hey, Kenny. So, hey, man, I think you're right. He goes, there's no way you're going to finish this thing. And I was like, dude, you know, like Michael Scott, thank you.
He starts motivating him.
No, I was like,
Michael's
you are the worst. I'm like, why do we have to go 10 miles to prove that to you, man?
Michael's going to say, hey, Kenny, you think you would have finished the run if you would have went to Vital?
Absolutely.
Could you have given Kenny the tools to finish?
Absolutely. I would have carried Kenny up that freaking mountain.
I believe
Let's
it.
just be clear. Oh, you're talking about at Wyoming. Yeah. I trained pretty hard for that one. Clearly not. I didn't train it right. And that was like a first time experience for me. Like,
have y'all
in the
done any
mountains
like anything?
I haven't yet. I want to.
Hiking any of it?
I did Big Bend. We did 30, and I died too.
Dude, it's a different animal. Elevation is insane. I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. Every year I go to Colorado and I spend about 10 days in the mountains.
You're hunting?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's 10 straight days of just getting it nonstop. And when I'm
with
done,
what, like 60 pounds on your back?
Yeah. And,
Ooh, I thought he was going to say something else.
What are you going to say?
about
60 extra pounds.
probably.
Muscle, come on.
And by the end of the trip, I've lost 10 plus pounds, and my physical body is exhausted.
Depleted.
It's depleted, but it's like the most beautiful thing in the world, man. I look forward to it every single year. In fact, I start planning on the way home every year. I'm like, all right, here's what we're doing next year. And we start talking details. Like,
We're going to go here. We're going to do this different.
Yeah.
Have you gotten lucky in Colorado?
Uh-oh.
It's hard. Public hunting is...
Public hunting, number one.
Did you DNF?
Every year. No, I've been 5 years to Colorado to hunt elk, and I've recovered once. I've killed twice. So I shot one with a bow this year, and
so you bow hunt with...
bow hunt.
Oh, you're a real
Yeah,
thing.
and never recovered them. Tracked them for 8 hours, something like that. 8 hours, and just never recovered them. He's dead somewhere. Poor guy. Fed some bears and some coyotes. And
Did y'all run into
vultures.
any like mountain lions or anything while you're out there?
Man, I've never seen a mountain lion. Like, not that I want to.
Dude, that one video where he's sitting down and he has the gun. He's like, back up. And
That's intense.
that cat
insane.
was set.
Running into a mountain lion was like actually a bigger fear than running to a bear. Like running to a bear, I've run into bears before, and they're just like, dur, dur, dur. We had one in camp this year. Came in, ate food out of the camp, and like we came in, it was after dark, and one of the
black bear.
Yeah, black bear.
Making fun of bears. Hopefully, no bears watch this podcast. Get your ass.
Yeah, right.
The thing with mountain lions, you don't know. You don't know if
they're sneaky
when you're getting eaten. It's way too late.
That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
Bears.
You don't know.
Is that how that works?
You don't know.
It's too late.
You don't know.
Yeah, and there's.
I promise you.
Yeah.
He knows. He used to be much taller.
Yeah. I run when I go out to my parents' ranch because they got mountain lions out there. I run with my pistol on me.
Smart move.
Well, there's hogs too, and hogs are fucking savages.
They can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, black bear in camp ate a buddy's food, just his. It was hilarious. We got to camp, and he's like, "Are you kidding me?" All this stuff's like everywhere. Ours is like still hung up in the tree. We're like,
I would have been scared. I would have moved camps.
Nah, we were good. I mean, we ran them off. So
y'all saw it?
Oh yeah. So we came into camp. It was dark. No, we didn't have our headlamps on at the time.
They were just swinging barbells at him.
Doing straight clean.
So we come into
Turns
camp.
out he is an Olympic lifter too.
He is, dude. Incredible. World record holder. He actually goes to the Olympics. That's the only reason to do it, right?
That's good stuff.
So we go into camp, and he tore up all Buddy's food. Lucas Brinkmeyer, he like just ripped into his food and like shredded it everywhere. Nutella, loved the Nutella. He was all about it. And so we run him off. And there's a local that we hunt with, like in the area, lives about an hour from where we were hunting. And he came in that night,
that same day. And I think he was a little like, I was like, let's move camp. And he's like, nah, it's fine. No big deal. You know, I've been hunting this area 6 years. We ain't really had any serious bear encounters. And plus he lives in Colorado. He understands black bear activity pretty well. He's like, we're fine. But what we didn't know, I pass out. I'm like, I'm gone. We eat, we go to sleep like right away. I'm out. Within 5 minutes of me falling asleep, all of a sudden you hear like this crazy ruckus, stuff flying around, breaking, like rocks, like crumbling down the hill, like all this craziness going on. And so I finally, like, at first I'm thinking like, what was that? You know, because I'm asleep, right? Get out of my tent and I'm like looking around and I see the local, his name's Matt, and he comes like huffing and puffing back. He's like, I traced him off. And I'm like, what the heck, dude?
Chase the bear off?
He chased the bear because he knew. He was like, he's probably coming back. But he's like,
chase the bear off.
Yes, I'm dead serious. It was wild, man. It was cool.
Scary.
Dude.
Yeah, but to him, it was like no big deal.
Bears can do everything. They can climb fast, run fast, swim fast.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised they can fly.
He was.
God damn.
You're not getting away from a bear.
He was
I
a
thought.
pretty small black bear.
Okay.
Yeah, he was probably adolescent at best.
Yeah, he could take them, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There was 4 of us. I think we had the odds in our favor. Maybe, I don't know. It was wild though.
What's like the most beneficial thing as gym owners? What gives y'all the most satisfaction of owning gyms?
Seeing other people succeed, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah, whenever you have somebody come in your gym and they're 100 pounds overweight, and then a year later they're down 50, 60 pounds, and they're more confident. They don't even, like, you know, they tell me, but then like other people, like I'll be getting messages. My wife will be getting messages, you know, and she'll be like, you know, so-and-so was telling me their story, you know, about them losing weight and gaining confidence and all this stuff. And it just validates what you do, man. It's awesome for sure.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah. You see other people, like everything, like once they start working out, like everything in their life starts changing too. They start making like little incremental changes with everything. Maybe they smoked and maybe they give up smoking, or maybe they drank a lot and they give up drinking.
Yes and no. It's
No?
like, yeah. I think like for me, like I see both. I see some people who still party every weekend, it seems like, and they're like,
Well, gives them justification now, right?
yeah,
Like,
They party more.
Yeah, maybe. Like,
So yeah, I see a lot of that because I've tried to create a culture where it's hard not to be all in. Not that there isn't the occasional person that like they hold on to whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, I've tried to make it where it is the foundation is fitness, but it's more than just fitness. It's more of like, it's a lifestyle change. And so they start with, I'm coming to the gym, I'm going to do a 1 hour class, but we try to motivate and encourage them that there's more to it than that. And that if you'll work on these other areas in your life, and fitness gives them the confidence that, okay, I didn't think I could do fitness. And so maybe there's other things that I can tap into that I didn't think I could do, whatever. And it could even be like old dreams or hobbies that they've put down. And it's like, and they did it because for whatever reason, or it could be even something they've wanted to try, but haven't ever tried. They feel like I probably should be trying this, but they don't. Once they get into the gym and they realize, oh, I can do this.
Yeah. It's almost like a pass. Like people all of a sudden understand they can do harder things than they ever thought they could. Like you like hand them this card. Oh, I have a pass to do other things now. They never realize it.
That's exactly what
it's
happens.
Super cool, man. Because
time and time again.
Yeah. You just see people come in and like probably have never challenged themselves physically ever before in their life. Ever. They've gone through life.
That was me. Like, and so I want to recreate that for people because that was my experience with fitness. I had never, ever, 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 ever challenged myself to see what I could do, ever, until I was 30 years old. And then I was like, oh my goodness. And so I actually had the thought, if I can do this, what else can I do? In other areas of life, not just in fitness. And honestly, people ask me all the time, like, why in the world would you run 100 miles? Like, why do you do that? Why do you want to do it? Even people close to me, they're like, I just don't get it. Like, there's no point. And I'm like, I agree. There is literally no point. And it steps outside of the realm of fitness, to be honest with you, because it's not healthy. Like, it's running 100 miles is not good for your body. Like, it's not a thing where you're like, I'm healthy. And
I'm doing this
because I do 100 miles.
I'm doing this for longevity.
Not 100 miles. Not 100 miles. No. There's limits. So, but the reason that I do it is because I can't do it.
Yeah.
And I have the DNFs to prove it. Like, it's the idea that Kenny Stanford, and people know that version of me because that was me for 29 years of life. Kenny Stanford can't run 100 miles. I can't. Somehow I find the will to do it, though. And if I can do that, maybe there's things in your life that you think you can't do, but you got to try. Like, I'm willing to try. The first time I ran 100 miles, which was in 2019 at the Habanero 100, I had a friend ask me, he said, so when did you know you were going to finish? I said, the second I crossed the start line, because it's a mentality of I'm willing to die out here. And I just want people to be able to see what I've done and say, if he can do it, I can do it. That's why I run 100 miles.
Yeah. I think
that's it.
Yeah, I think like if you take that, like what we give people, or what I feel like I give people, is not a physical condition in health. It happens here first, like 100%. We preach, like every single class, we preach like mentality and something to do, like at the end of every single class, we call it like they make it a joke. They call it the daily stoic. Anyways, yeah. And so we preach something about mentality, or strengthening your mind, or overcoming adversity every single day. It's usually something short, and quick, but it's something to plug something into somebody's mind every single day. Because like, I want you to understand, if you can get this figured out, the rest of it's easy, dude. I mean, like literally, like I'm like, you think you're training your body? Yeah, you are, but you're convincing yourself the whole time, don't stop, don't go slower, pick up the bar, get back up on the pull-up bar, start running, whatever it is, get on the floor for the burpee. That's that argument is happening with every single person, every single workout. And if you're training your mind to tell your body what to do, life's good, man. It makes everything, in my opinion, it makes everything else easier.
I agree.
And the gym really is the perfect place to test that and prove it. And we've both tried to create a gym atmosphere where it's not intimidating, where you can come in having never done anything, and we're going to help you. I know from the outside it doesn't appear that way, but if you try a class, you'll find out. You'll be like, oh,
I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
These people are not like, they don't even care what I'm doing. The other guy in class, the coach is here to help me, and they're going to make sure that I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to hurt myself, especially not on day one. We'll wait till like week 3 or 4, right, Mike?
That's better.
That's how Mike quit.
Yeah,
so
I got hurt.
The main thing I tell new members,
Trying to recover.
the main thing I tell new members when we're talking about relating to the mindset that he's talking about, is I tell them, I'm like, listen, whatever your preconceived ideas about like what you're supposed to do here, I said, I want you to leave those at the door, and all I want you to do is focus on showing up every single day. I said, you're gonna be too hard on yourself. I said, and that's gonna be the thing that stops you from winning.
For sure.
I said, so don't ignore the voice inside that says I should be further along. I should be like so-and-so. I should be able to do this or that. I said, none of that matters right now. That's irrelevant. That is not even, should never cross your mind. You shouldn't think like that for 3 to 6 months. I said, because you don't even know what you're capable of. I said, so let's go set a base foundation and let the number one priority for you be, I'm going to show up tomorrow. I said, if you'll do that, you will win. I said, now you got to be careful. I don't want you to overdo it. I don't want you to, you're not here to hurt yourself. I said, so you just do your very best. If you have to take breaks, take breaks. If you have to drop weight, drop weight. If you have to not use weight on movements everybody else is using a weight on, do that. This is your story. This is your fitness. It's not so-and-so's. You do you. The coaches are here to help you accomplish that. Accomplish your fitness. Not, there is a workout written on the board, but that's to keep us all on the same page. I said, we can help you wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, show up every day. If you'll do that, you will win. And the people that have done that, they've come to me and they're like, Kenny, they're like, you were right. I showed up even on days when I thought nothing's happening. Like I'm not getting the results that I think I should be getting. They stuck with it anyways. They showed up the next day, and they didn't overthink it. And even if they did overthink it, they showed up anyways. And so that's where that mindset. So it goes hand in hand with the idea that the mindset. It's like, how do you just change your mindset? You can't just change your mindset, right? There has to be some action tied to it, and it's that discipline of I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to do it even when my mindset isn't there, and then the mindset begins to change. But the mindset, they come together. It's not like the mindset comes and then the habit comes. No, they come together.
Yeah. I think that like people are challenged the most whenever it comes to quitting within 3 to 6 months of like, I'm like, because they are right in this in between.
Yeah. If they can get past the first week, yes. Or the first two. No, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
First week or two. Sometimes that's it
for me. It's like, I feel like I have to have these mental like breakdown talks with people 3 months in, because they're at this sticking point of like, for whatever reason, that's whenever they start having this battle of like, I feel like I should be better. I feel like I should be doing more. I've been here for 3 months. And I'm like, dude, I've been doing this for these specific things for 6, 7, 8 years, whatever it is now. And I'm still terrible at a lot of them. Really bad at them. Okay.
You set Kenny up, man.
I did.
He really is.
And it's really true. I mean, like, but if we can get those people, if I can get through to them and say, okay, dude, you've been here 3 months. How far did you expect to be? You're not going to be doing what the same person that's been here doing it for 3 years is doing. And that's okay. Why? Because you're on your own journey. You have to start where you're at. Quit worrying about them. Let's focus on you. Every single day is like that. And it's like we get them through that period. For me, it seems around 3 months. We get them through that phase, and, dude, they're sold. It's like I have them sold early, and then we have this little battle of, like, I feel like I should be more. I should be doing more. Program me extra workout stuff. I'm like, no, bro. Show up and do this one today, please, right?
I think it's really great what y'all are doing. You know, there's like the Will Smiths, right? Everyone knows these kind of people. Everyone knows Rogan, and everyone can go to Instagram and look up David Goggins and get motivated. But y'all are making like a real impact. Like I can listen to y'all talk about this stuff all day, like mindset stuff. Like I obsess with that stuff. And I know there's a lot of people that do it too. And it's very infectious. Like that's why we like hanging out with y'all. We love hanging out with all these business owners that we've had on the podcast. We love talking to them because it feeds us. Y'all are making me want to go fucking run 100 miles right now.
Yeah, I like the idea of it.
I do not want to run 100 miles right now.
Look, though, mad props to a CrossFitter that runs a 50K for fun, because there's not a lot of CrossFitters that would like enjoy running.
I'll send you this footage.
This was stupidity 2 years ago when we did Ragnar Trail. Remember I almost died and you saved my life at the finish line?
Oh, damn. Yes.
So, no lie.
It wasn't as dramatic for me as it was for you. I didn't know you were dying.
You gave me water.
Yeah,
and
I remember.
From that day forward, I'm in your indentured servant ever since.
Did he pour it in your mouth?
No, not quite.
Oh,
he opened your mouth?
With his mouth? Like a bird? Yeah, like a bird.
How quickly these stories stray.
Oh, it's good, though.
But, man, I guess it's a testament to like what we do on a daily basis, because, dude, I don't train to run a Ragnar Trail. And it's like, it's only a 3, a 5, and a 7 mile loop or something like that. I occasionally run a 5K. Okay. We run frequently, but this is not long distance. We run every single week. It's just, we may run 2 miles in a workout over the whole workout, but it's broke up over 4, 8, or 1 mile runs, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever, right? I get a text message from one of the guys like, hey, we're going to be doing this. And by the way, so-and-so quit. I need somebody to step in. And at first I was like, heck no. But they talked me into it. And so I run this Ragnar Trail, and the very last lap, sun's coming up. It had it'd gone from cool that during the night, from like great temperatures, and like middle of the night it shifted to humidity, and as the sun's, I almost passed out. And I come across the finish line, like I remember seeing myself on the trail, like in my visions, kind of like whoa, 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 like no lie, I was dehydrated.
That's
like
not good.
Yeah, super dehydrated. And I see Kenny, he's like, "You okay, dude?" I'm like, "Dude, I am not okay." And he hands me a bottle of water. I was like, ugh. Brutality, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Couldn't power clean you out of that one.
Definitely could not.
Hey, we're at 100. We're
Yeah, wrap it up?
hour and 20, yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Going for a record is what we're going for Lane.
Kenny, I think, has a record because we couldn't stop it.
Endurance.
Endurance.
So, real quick, what's y'all social media, gym location, all that good stuff?
I think you should say what my social media is because you like it so much.
Kenny want to be a rock star?
Want to be a rock star. But first, do y'all have any exciting things coming up for next year? I mean,
Dude,
you probably have
he's
grit
got a
games.
crazy list. We have 2 events.
Let's go over
coming
that.
next year.
Yeah.
So we just have the one in February. February 26th, we'll be doing winter games. That'll be coming up. We'll be doing another big comp in the summer games. So yeah, that'll be in July.
Spring break games.
No,
You should do that. Bathing suits.
yeah.
Spring break down on Surfside
I don't.
Beach. Spring break.
I don't know. Like
Yeah.
y'all do a crud ton of events.
Yeah.
Like 2 is like stress out for me, dude.
Really?
Yeah, it's like when we do an event for me, it's like it's stressful.
I stress everybody out.
Because you work out at your gym. I think it just facilitates. So that's good. That face.
He's on that same membership plan you are.
Oh, damn.
Damn, that was a good. I think that won. That was the best of the day.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
So,
no.
Kitty, you do a good job at making these events. What all do you have coming up next year?
So here in 3 weeks, we have the Grit Ultra, which is a...
He's tried to talk me into doing that. I'm like, dude.
Hey, hold on. Let's
you
talk
should
about
come
this.
run this.
He does similar...
Let's do this right now.
He's done similar races.
Let's do this right now.
He's acting like it's
Let's
that
do this right now.
far-fetched. Yeah.
How? What?
Can 4 people do you just as a team thing,
Yeah.
right?
There's relay options. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Let's do this right now.
He already has a team.
No, well,
I don't have anything.
not Dell.
Shit.
Oh my god.
How
What
What are the
races
legs?
it's 100 miles, right?
Yeah, it's 100 miles.
Up to 4 people or
Mhm.
7 people?
6. You can do 6 on the 100-mile.
Okay, so
We need more
right,
people.
1,
6 is
2,
the cap.
3. We need to. We'll find one, but
I
we're
can
gonna do this.
Oh man.
We're gonna do 20 miles apiece.
Oh my goodness.
So cool.
Yeah.
One more person will give us 20 miles.
Okay.
So we need 5.
When is this
people?
in 2 weeks,
It's on New Year's Eve. Starts at noon.
dude?
Are you gonna be here New Year's
Finishes
Eve?
on New Year's Day.
I don't know. I have to check.
Starts
All
on New
right.
Year's
If not, I
Eve
will.
at noon. Finishes on New Year's Day. So the idea on that one is you have 1 hour
Better
to
start
run.
running, I guess.
I've been running.
You have 1 hour to run a 4.16 mile loop, which is it's a 14-minute pace. But so it's not like crazy hard, but it is hard because it's ultra distance. It's a lot of mileage. Last year was terrible. It flooded, and that was nobody finished. We
I
had
was saying
one
y'all had
finisher.
one finisher at
It was
50
a
miles?
50-mile finisher.
It
Yeah.
always floods though, right? Pretty much.
No.
Oh.
No, that was the first year.
No, this was flood. Like,
This was actual flood.
yeah.
So if we do this, each of us would do what is it? 40, 12.
Well, it
16,
depends
12?
on
If
how
you
many
did
people
4,
were-
you'd have 25
25
miles
miles apiece. Yeah.
Well, you do it in 4-mile increments.
each.
Okay.
And you can split
might
it
be
however you
manageable.
want. So
Yeah.
you can break it up however you want.
You know what?
Everybody has to
I'll do it. I don't want to do it.
Everybody has to do at least 4 laps.
We're gonna do it.
Okay, so grit 100-miler.
Yep. So that's that, and then we have our Crash Dash obstacle course race series next year. It's the first time we're doing it as a series, and so there's like points for each race, and there's point standings at the end of it, and we'll have all that on a leaderboard on our website, and we're taking it kind of like all over Texas. So we're having it at different gyms. So the first one is going to be in Austin at Rebel Fitness on January 29th, Crash Dash obstacle course race. And it's an obstacle course race. It's got the obstacles, it's got the running. There'll be a podium, there's prizes, you get a medal, shirt, the whole deal. GritGamesOCR.com is where you sign up for that. And then the culminating race, like the championship race for that, is going to be the Grit Games this year. It's the first weekend in August, always. There are spots still available for that. And that's like an all-day crazy event. And then in February, we're having the Grit Games virtual. So you can compete wherever you are. You just got to be able to film your workouts to prove you did them and that your reps are good, and turn that into us. And there's a leaderboard for that as well. So we did that for the first time this year, and we're going to do it again next year. Everybody had a lot of fun with it this year. And then I guess that's pretty much it for the events. So there's 5 crash dashes next year, all at different gyms throughout Texas. And then the grit games will be in West Columbia at the grit there.
And is Crash Dash, is that not a qualifier to get into
It's
the
a
grit games?
qualifier, yes, because you do have to qualify to get into the grit games. All the information is on the grit games website on how to qualify. And there, like I said, there's prize money at every Crash Dash, and there's prize money at the grit games as well.
Is
Awesome.
that kind of where you get the pro tryouts are too at those events, or is
No,
that
we have
different?
So the pro tryouts already happened. That was earlier in November. We finalized who's on the pro team. We'll be announcing that soon. So yeah.
Is Mike on that?
Yeah, what's the dates? I tried out.
He didn't want to
Yes.
respond.
I should be hearing something soon.
You didn't get the email?
I'm waiting on it.
Check your spam.
Check my spam.
Check your spam.
The rejection.
I
email?
always do.
All right. Well, we had a great time with y'all as always, and we'll do it again, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank y'all.
It's fun.
Rock on.
Rock on.
You like that?